Hello boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm for Classic and welcome to the Talos Principle Reawakened. So this is essentially the Crow team's take on the remastering or remaking their first puzzle game, which was using at the time of the release their Sirius engine, which is the same engine behind the Sirius Sum, which they now feel that it is dated and just like the Talos Principle 2, it is using Unreal Engine 5, which is obviously much more demanding than the Series engine that we had before. The thing is, the Series engine was very highly scalable. You could run the Talos Principle, the first one, in pretty much any single stuff. There was even tablets of Asus, I believe, that supported an Nvidia Tegra, which could run the Talos Principle just fine, obviously with lower settings, but still it was possible. Now with Unreal Engine 5 on the Reawakened, the story it isn't as beautiful as it was with the Series engine. So at the moment with the GTX 1650 Super, I'm actually playing the game at 1080p using TSR to quality mode. So basically I'm upscaling from 720p to 1080p using the TSR, which is the built-in upscaler from Unreal Engine, which I feel that it is superior to the FSR 3, and usually in some games it performs worse, but it's not really the case in this game. And one of the things that I immediately noticed until now is that we are not able to sustain 60 frames per second, even with the lowest settings, even using upscaling, and the VRAM is here entirely full, and I can notice some of the VRAM issues just right in here. So I'm starting to have massive frame drops to 20 frames per second, and it seems like some of the textures doesn't seem to be having a higher quality at all, or it seems to be failing at some point. So what I did, it was just to, okay, if I'm having issues with VRAM, and since I can't reduce the textures any longer or anymore, let's just try performance mode on the TSR. So basically at the moment of this video I'm upscaling from, alright, let me do the math, I need to do the math to understand. But basically I'm uploading from 540p to 1080p, alright. And now it seems to be running fine, above 60, with no issues, but still, as you could notice by reading the MSI Afterburner, the VRAM it is entirely full, which means that in some scenarios, keep in mind that I finish up this game, not a remake but the original one, and many scenarios are more complex than this one. Essentially the scenarios are very close to each other, regarding environment type and textures and all kind of stuff, but there will be much more complex scenarios inside this game. So if we are already having issues with the quality mode of an upscaling, reducing to performance mode, it isn't just going to cut it. Alright, there will be just a scenario that uses 100 or 200 more megabytes than the others. It will certainly cause issues, and this is the proof. So we are already having again issues with VRAM. Alright, so I'm having 20 frames per second. So it's not enough. It's not enough to provide the desired experience that you should have to play a game like this. So I decided to go on and try to go with FSR. FSR, it is allegedly less demanding than the TSR. Even despite they are running both at the same frame rate, what happens is probably TSR uses more VRAM. And just by doing this, I was able to progress throughout the rest of the demo without having performance issues. Alright, but still my my opinion maintains. I do think that if you have a GTX 1650 Super, you should play the original game. It's very scalable. You could probably max out the game, the original one. It's obviously not as pretty as this one, but you can have like 100 frames or 200 frames in that game, and the game is still very beautiful. I was seeing some textures inside this Talos Principle Reawakened demo, where I do think that yeah, I'm playing with the low textures, it's true, but yeah, exactly because of that, the original since you are playing with the maximum settings, you are keeping the higher textures for some reason. So I do think that it is much better idea to play the original. And despite the improvements in graphics, I do think that the original holds up pretty well. Right, that's the thing that you should know. So yeah, that's the thing. Now, the good thing about these Talos Principal Reawakened is that you have uh, all the DLCs included. There are more stuff in here. You can reload instead of reloading to the beginning of the level. You can do partial reloads inside of this game, which is pretty cool. Something that wasn't really available in the original. But still, and again, my opinion continues to be the same. If you are not going to upgrade anytime soon, just buy the original, have a blast, have doubts about your existence, and that's about it. I really love the original game. I do recommend to every single person that likes puzzle games. This is honestly a very, very awesome game. So with this, I'm going to finish my audio up here. You can continue enjoying the rest of the video, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.